lecture series, or this lectures in spirit of Linnaeus. And I think we have been able to be very successful and reach out to a lot, as Mariana was saying. We have reached out to 2,000 students, and they have all got this book called Linnaeus, and from books from Stockholm, because one lecture is one thing, but this is actually what we're trying to do is to inspire. And Carl Linnaeus, he was not only a systematic scientist, he was also an inspiring teacher. He liked to bring out the students out in the nature, and to really to watch and to look at the flowers. And he had, as we were talking before, he did the Systema Naturae, the binomial system of naming the nature, but he also had his sexual system of the plants.
Oh, that was his doing.
That was also his doing.
All right.
And I would also like to stress out that the story of Linnaeus is quite fascinating. He was not a man of big money or big family name when he lived his life. He was born in a small town, or actually out in the middle of nowhere, in the southern part of Sweden. His father was a priest, and he was from a humble background. And he followed his heart into science, and his love for flowers. At that time, you couldn't be a botanist. There was no such profession or such an education. So he studied medicine, because medicine at that time was medicine was used flowers to do medicine. So this is also inspiring to all people around the world, that you don't really need all the background, you don't need the money, but if you follow your heart and if you do it systematically and creatively and with innovation, you could actually succeed.
Well, as it happens, apart from the tercentenary, we're also talking about 60 years of diplomatic relations with the Philippines. Are there any special events or any developments there that are being celebrated?
Yes, we have had 60 years of very good diplomatic relations with the Philippines, and in both of our countries we're now celebrating this. Here in the Philippines, the Swedish Embassy, we have this great lecture series of Linnaeus. That's their first step. And then we also have an art exhibition of Manny Baltimore, your national artist, and that is a great exhibition, and it's taking place at SM Mega Mall and also in Glorietta.
Baltimore, of course, being chosen because of a favorite subject of his, the flowers.
Flowers, yes, and his very suggestive approach. He was not copying, he made excellent pictures and with a lot of poetry inside. So the ambassador was particularly fond of inviting him to show his work at the Swedish Embassy.
Well, what with the lecture series, I believe, already done, I mean, if anybody wants to, by watching this show, should suddenly be encouraged to look deeper or explore Linnaeus further.
There is a special blog we have prepared. It's a website, actually, which is linnaeus.blogster.com, and there is really a good background for all the lectures, and to see also the material we are sharing. More than 1,000 people already arrived there to check out what's going on in Manila. Not only from the Philippines, but as you know, from all over the world.
I believe you've also, I think you're planning some lecture series by a Nobel laureate, of course, the Nobel Prize originating in Sweden.
Yes, that will be in later this year. In November, December, there will be a lecture series from Nobel laureates in cooperation with also other embassies and other actors. We also will have an Ingmar Bergman festival this summer in connection to the Manila Film Festival this summer. So it's a full program.
The full and very rich program. Thank you very much for joining us on the show to tell us more about it, Mr. Agerholm and Mr. Ackerman. Thank you for joining us today. That's Take One. I'm Twink Makarig. Top Stories up next.